Ooh, okay, this is a little different. Greetings, greetings, welcome. Thank you for stopping by here on YouTube Live at the one and only, the raw, the rare, the real, the tried and true. Bloom with the love, I go by Bloomy. If you're logging in live, this glorious October the 8th, Saturday, October the 8th, 2022. Otherwise, if you're just logging in at a later date and time, whenever you're clicking on this video, greetings, welcome, and thank you for joining. If you are new to me, anything that you all need to know about me is somewhere listed in the description box. I also invite you all to check out the created playlists I've created for you all, as well as other content creators that I recommend that you may find useful in some way, shape, form, or fashion for you. To all of the returning high vibers and to the newbies that are coming in, that are being divinely guided in love and light, high vibes and positivity, I just want to tell you welcome and thank you for joining, and that I appreciate you all that are coming in on some positive vibes, some love and light energy that's on an ascension path, truly becoming a decent human. Becoming a decent human is more than just quotes in text and post. It is a lifestyle, it is a frequency, it is an essence, it is something that we must live out and walk out behind the scene, okay? And this is not what everyone is doing behind the scene. Many of us do have this mastered for the public and for social media, but when it comes to our true frequencies, it's not so much. So, for those of you who have been doing the diligence to your own healing path and ascension, I tilt my hat off to you. I am grateful for you. I'm also rooting for you. And you are a part of my why that I do what I do. You are a part of why I stick to my own journey and stand and speak truths on behalf of those of you that are coming in that have a similar journey, to bring encouragement to owning your path and living and being and speaking your truth. So I'm coming back in to say, for you guys as a response, I came on earlier after an interruption from some of my karmics as I was doing a live on my TikTok, okay? And I finished it off here on YouTube for you all. And I'm here to bring your energy now, your energy in, because these individuals are going about talking about what they don't appreciate. Okay? Whether this is people you know or you don't, whether this is your kinfolk, lovers, exes, whether this is religious people, clergy, competitors in the field, spiritualists, co-workers, bosses, whoever. They're going about talking about what they don't appreciate, conveniently forgetting about all of the toxic energies that they have invested in towards the individuals in which they're talking about what they don't appreciate. Okay, namely you collective. Okay, so on behalf of the High Vibe Collective, if this is you, okay, myself as well. Why did that screen just light up? I swear this is crazy. I just saw my screen light up. Anyway, I don't get, sometimes it just baffles me. I'm like, there's no changing here. Why did the screen light up, bitch? But anyway, um, on behalf of the High Vibe Collective, okay, that resonated with that, your response, what you don't appreciate, okay? And so we're freestyling it here. Many of you, we, you, us, we don't appreciate anything that anybody does using a belief system, religion, God, Bible, culture, anything. We don't appreciate people using that as an invitation to target and bully and attack our lives or any other innocent life. We don't appreciate people using spirituality as a means to abuse people. whether this is passive aggressive abuse, physical, mental, emotional, verbal, spiritual, energetic, financial, narcissistic. We don't appreciate people using leverage as a means to abuse the vulnerable population. We don't appreciate those who have managed to, scheme and scam and weasel their way into power, position, authority, money, and resources as a means to have footing and control over people's lives. We don't appreciate communal narcissism. We don't appreciate being used as guinea pigs so people can feel better about their low-life lives. We don't appreciate being scapegoated. We don't appreciate our energy being harvested. We don't appreciate violations to our privacy. We don't appreciate people tapping and cloning our devices. We don't appreciate people interfering, putting their nose in business that's not theirs. We don't appreciate people butting in our lives that we didn't invite in to do so. We don't appreciate people trying to control our free will. We don't appreciate people judging us because we have chosen to step in our own sovereignty. We don't appreciate being gang stalked upon. We don't appreciate people using anything in this 3D as a green light to do harm to us and any other innocent divine lives. We don't appreciate people using our energy, using our journeys for their own personal gain. We don't appreciate fake fucks. We don't appreciate people benefiting off of our energy, wanting to be around us only to give us trash in return. We don't appreciate any individuals feeling like their spirituality, their religious beliefs, their age, or whatever it is, we don't appreciate that being used as some kind of a green light ticket to come and critique our lives. We didn't invite you to do it. We don't appreciate people trying to dig up our past, our pain, our trauma, our past failures as youngsters, while simultaneously trying to cover up their own. We don't appreciate individuals turning people against us, making us out to be something that we're not, while trying to make themselves to be something that they are not, which is innocent and pure. We don't appreciate false energy signatures, spell work being done on us by no one. We don't appreciate people stealing from us and our children, yet hiding behind a religion or spirituality. We don't appreciate people attacking our children because they're jealous of our children and because they don't like us. We don't appreciate cowards, lowlifes that stalk us in the night, behind fake profiles, behind goons, flying monkeys, and enablers and tongue biters. We don't appreciate that. The collective does not appreciate that. We don't give permission. We have revoked and renounced. We do not give permission for any interference and intrusion on our divine birthright and our rights as U.S. citizens, for those of us that are U.S. citizens. We do not appreciate, invite, agree, or approve. Of people pirating our creations. We don't appreciate people gossiping about us and then being mad when we speak our truths and stand up and their illusions are shattered and exposed, having the audacity to try to come against us because we've had the backbone to stand up to the fuck shit. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people trying to use our vulnerabilities, using little children, using familiarities to entrap people. We don't appreciate people interfering in our lives. Whether this is social media, whether this is in the 3D, whatever arena. They talked about what they didn't appreciate, collective, and now you all are responding what we don't appreciate. We don't appreciate nothing and nobody for whatever reason. No group, no organization, no family, no culture, no belief system, anything that feels entitled to interfere and fuck with other people's lives, that violates other people's rights, that wish harm and do harm to others out of their envy, their insecurity, their jealousy, and then have the audacity to talk about what they don't appreciate. We don't appreciate that. They don't like hearing their truths. They're aggravated and agitated because their truths, the truth and the facts about these individuals are on a megaphone. And they don't like hearing about it. They didn't mind doing it, but they don't like hearing it ricochet back into their reality, back into their sight, back into their hearing. They didn't have a problem doing it. They just have a problem with facing what they've done. These people didn't have a problem with being low vibrational. They have a problem with hearing that they are. And we don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate individuals getting on bandwagons with these low vibrational people and having the audacity to come against the ones in which have been targeted. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate individuals that have not had the balls, the gumption, and the moxie to create a life on their terms, to have the balls, to have the courage to create, to free themselves, to create a life that they want to live, but they didn't. And they don't because they're too afraid of the unknown and too afraid of the backlash from removing themselves from the toxic familiar. We don't appreciate these individuals coming towards us because we have the balls to do just that. To create life on our terms, to go against the status quo, to speak the truth. Come hell or high water, no matter the ramification. We don't appreciate these cowardly individuals coming against us because we're not cowards. People who sit back and if truth were to be told, if you were a fly on the wall, they're miserable. They feel stuck in a life that they don't want to live. And that's because of the choices that they have made and failed to make. We don't appreciate those motherfuckers interfering with our lives. We don't appreciate nobody, no group, no person, no individual, no organization that did not give a fuck about how their actions, words, and behaviors towards us would affect us, yet expect us to give a fuck about how our actions, words are affecting them. We do not appreciate people who actually protect narcissistic abusers while attacking the ones in which they've abused. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people making excuses and concessions for toxic people because they're hiding behind a label of Christianity, Catholic, Buddha, whatever they do, anything and everybody. Because if they're operating in distortion and doing fucked up shit to people, we don't appreciate that being used. Collective, you don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate that. That's what we have to say about all of that. We don't appreciate sellout family members. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate any so-called blood or kinfolk that was willing to wish and do us harm in the name of this 3D shit that's going to fade, in the name of their own mental illness and insecurities and issues that they hide. We're not trying to hear nothing about what motherfuckers don't appreciate, that are not decent human beings themselves. People that participating in violating others. We have no interest and we don't appreciate them, and we certainly don't appreciate people who support them and people who make excuses for them. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people who hid in corners, in caves, and behind walls out of fear, allowing us to take the brunt because we have balls, courage, and moxie to speak the truth and stand up. We don't appreciate those cowardly individuals hiding in corners, waiting to come out after the smoke settles, letting us take the hit, but have the nerve to have something to say. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people attempting to kill us and our children and other divine ones, but hiding behind religion and belief systems and secret societies and other mentally ill organizations that feels entitled, that looks at human beings like pick-a-parts. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people word cursing, but then want to talk Bible and God and want to appear to be something that they are not. We don't appreciate the hypocrisy. We don't appreciate the double standards. We don't appreciate fake fucks. We don't appreciate backstabbers. We don't appreciate people who smile in the face of us and in the face of other unknowing people like they're a friend, like they care, all the while attempting to sabotage and hurt our lives or other people that's near and dear to us. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people trying to impose as us. Impersonators. We don't appreciate impersonators. We don't appreciate people that's trying to be us and steal our destinies, while being fucked up at the same time, trying to impersonate divine ones while being a malicious fuck. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people and their over controlling and manipulative energy trying to control our movement, our destiny, playing childish games, too weak back to do what the fuck they need to do. We don't appreciate that. Yet trying to torture and torment divine ones and those that have gathered the courage to embark upon their journey. We don't appreciate shallow, empty, greedy cunts and fucks that's willing to do anything for a buck, but yet want to be looked at as these serene, pristine, loving, and holy, beautiful, divine beings that they're not. Because you're not, these people are not collective, and this is what you're saying to them. You're not, they're not, if that's the shit that they partake in. And they can put empress in their title all they want. They can put high priestess in their title all they want. They can do a spell and get people to subscribe to their shit all they want. They can steal and pirate people's shit all they want. They can mimic and copycat all they want. They can go to church and have a sermon and a podium all they want. But if they are embarking on toxic shit, we don't appreciate it. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people using the term God or spirituality to make people bow to them, believe them, to do what they say, or to do fucked up shit to others. We don't appreciate hypocrites and double standards again. People who want to critique our lives, but they can't live worth shit themselves. Beyond going through a routine of do's and don'ts and practices and rituals. But their soul, their inside, their heart, their secret lives, their conduct behind closed doors towards people that are not a part of their posse, their group, their church, their organization. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people attempting to silence us, which this is not going to be done. The collective will speak and be heard, one way or the other. If they tear something down, we'll build something else. We will be seen and we will be heard. And we don't appreciate people trying to silence us because we got the balls to fucking tell the truth. We don't appreciate people trying to discredit us and play with our energy and make us look crazy because we're exposing people's vigil. And since they didn't care, we don't. They didn't care and they don't care, so we don't, collective. And this is what you're telling them. And so we don't. We don't care about what they don't appreciate. And the more they fuck with us, the more we're going to speak and tell the truth. The more they fuck with our energy, our children's energy, our creation, our businesses, our paths, and our endeavors, the more they do this, the more we're going to start calling people's names out. We're going to start calling these groups out, their location. The more they insist on stalking and strolling and doing their ritual. And by the way, the full moon is tomorrow. So the energy is very heightened at this point. And this energy is pushing most of us to speak our truths pertaining to relationships, pertaining to our paths. It's an energy that is really getting us in a, like, there's a pull to start tapping into your truth, owning your truth, and speaking up and standing up and taking back authority and leadership over your life and not allowing your life to be ran by lower level karmic cunts and fucks. It takes courage. Collective, you all have the courage. I'm rooting for you. It takes courage. It takes balls to be willing to take a hit, a lick, and keep on taking, because you will have the last laugh. By the time all of these karmic cycles wrap all the way the fuck up, by the time all this shit come to a head, you will have the last laugh for motherfuckers that are intruding on your life. But you must do your part. Continue to do your part. I'm speaking on behalf of the High Vibe Collective, and you all are responding to these energetic energies or these people and all of these folks that they try to send in to get in your head and do recon. We don't appreciate people failing to have respect for us and recognizing who the fuck we are, yet feeling entitled to our respect. You don't have my respect if you have disrespected me. It's that simple. You do not. If you're disrespecting my son, myself, my life, who I am and what I do and what I create, you don't have my respect, and I don't care who you are. Collective, you're telling these people straight up that they can say that. We're reducing shit to the basics. If people want honor and respect from you, then they must learn how to respect and honor you. To the full extent of what that means. We don't appreciate people feel entitled to our energy. We're done with that. People who feel entitled to our creations. Because what, you let me lay my head on your pillow while you were trying to kill me at the same time? You feel entitled to what I've created in my journey? I don't think so. You're going to pay. We don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people abusing us and terrorizing us while trying to make us look like the bad guy at the same time. We don't appreciate that. So we ain't trying to hear now nothing about nobody talking about what they don't appreciate. We're going to take our stand and we're going to say, oh, fair enough. Now, we don't appreciate. And since they didn't give a fuck and they say they don't care, guess what? We don't. Over a year ago, I did a video while I was healing modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, Babylon, Las Vegas, Nevada. And I came on and I may re-upload. Oh, I gotta put a comment for y'all, something that y'all can use here. Hold up. Um, hold up. Boom, bitch. Hold up. How do I put the comment in here? Hold on. I have something. Hold up. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how I'm supposed to do it. How you supposed to do it, yo? I might have to do it afterwards. Sorry. Anyway, I did a video, and I'll see if I can find it. I may later come back here and put it in the comments or put it in the description. But I was basically on a live and I was talking about how there were parents, mothers, and fathers that go about talking about, I would never. They talk about what they would never do, what they would have never done to their mother and father. This is another ticket that people try to use to make people bow to them. Okay. Most of the time they're lying because some of them did ritual work to kill off their own parents. Okay. That's another video. Probably smothered them or some other shit. But anywho, I digress. So, but these be individuals, they're always talking God, they're always talking about Bible, they're always claiming some kind of religiosity, okay? That's all they do and say and talk about on their post and yada, yada, right? Okay. And then when they don't like something that has transpired that they deserve, but they be talking about, you know, I would have never talked to my mother and father that way. I would have never done this to my mother and father. There's no way. I would have never. And so on this video, I got into the reality. It's like, this shit is toxic and it's one-sided because, again, if you want to use position of being somebody's mother or father, then they're held up to even a higher standard. Because they should have never come against their own children. They should have never attempted harm to their own children. They should have never had used their children against one another. They should have never been a part of toxic function and attempted to kill their own. They should have never done ritual work and hired practitioners on their own. They should have never, ever been envious and jealous of their own. They should have never, ever worked against the happiness of their own. But you see how they leave that out when they're talking about what they would have never done to their parents? What they would have never said, what they would have never done. Meanwhile, they did malicious shit to their offspring. You see how twisted that is? Shitty ass parents to the bitter end, but they want to talk about what they would have never done. What they would have never said. And people that's in that disillusioned state and belief system be like, yeah, you know, me either. In our day, this is something that just talking silly, talking out the side of their neck. Meanwhile, these people are monsters. Molesting their own children, torturing their own children, sacrificing their own children, their own offspring. See how sick and twisted that shit is? But because they say Bible and church and whatever it is they hide behind, people talking about, yeah, that's sick. That's why it's so much mental illness. Oppressing their own children, trying to stunt the growth of their own, trying to sabotage their marriages and relationships because they're lonely and twisted and codependent. Collective, we don't appreciate that. We don't appreciate people getting on the bandwagons with people like that because they're talking that foolishness. I would have never. But you didn't have a problem trying to kill your children and your grandchildren. You didn't have a problem sitting back blindly, pretending like you're not a part of it. You didn't have a problem lying on your own for another one of yours. You didn't have a problem. So they have to say that. Say it. I would have never. That is so disrespectful. It's disrespectful to try to kill your own. It's disrespectful to send toxic energy to your own, especially the innocent grandchildren and great grandchildren, because you fucked up in the head. That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful butting your nose in a grown child's business. It's disrespectful to go behind their back and button in their lives. That's fucking disrespectful. And the collective, we are making that known. And we're going to continue to speak out no matter what they do. As a matter of fact, your response is the more they do it, first and foremost, the more karma that they're going to live out before they close their eyes the last time. This is their lot. They're piling it up via their own free will to continue to decide to embark upon fuckery. So they're piling it up, leading to the end of them. And anything that's near and dear to them left, because they don't know how to stop. Control freaks. We don't appreciate control freaks that don't mind tormenting us endlessly, but got the audacity to have a problem with receiving a ramification for it. Got the audacity to have a problem with hearing it on a megaphone. The lesson of the hour, collective, I've been saying this like a broken record, and I'll continue to say this like a broken record. It's simple. You all know it. But these people may get to the very end of their lives, and right before they close their eyes the last time, it may flash right in front of them. This is what they missed the entire time. Because their mind and their soul was seared and too fucking far gone. That they had tied themselves to way too much baggage and karmic debt due to their choices that they continued endlessly investing in. Remove the woo-woo, spirituality, the labels, and the belief systems. Move it all out the way. Reduce things to the laws of universe, laws of nature, to the basics, layman's terms. No matter who we think we are or what we think we've incarnated as, what we think our titles are, what we think our positions are, what we think our ranks are, if we were to remove any and all of that and reduce it at the end of the day, if we can't handle something being received in our reality, we shouldn't invest in it. And this is something that goes over a lot of people's head. Most of ours, until we heal and awaken, realizing that, look, if you don't want something done to you, then don't do it. If you don't want something received in your reality, then don't do that to someone else's. It's that simple, because it's going to be mirrored. And if people come across Hioki empaths, this is exactly what Hioki empaths end up doing. It's basically revealing and mirroring and showing people their true energy right back at them. Because if you can't handle it, you shouldn't be it. If you can't handle sneaky, snaky energy, if you can't handle being stolen from, if you can't handle people stalking you, if you can't handle being trolled, if you can't handle people stealing from you, mimicking you, doing rituals on you, intruding on you, your space, your creations, your realities, for whatever the reasons people are feeling justified in doing it, if you yourself can't handle receiving that, then you shouldn't. Because your title ain't gonna save you, your position ain't gonna save you, none of that stuff is gonna save you. You will eventually be on the receiving end of your fuckery. Even, and hear this good, even if we have not managed to connect the dots that this is why. If we have been doing any type of ritual work to hurt people's lives, to stagnate people's lives, or to block people's lives, eventually we're going to see this sluggishness come back to our own reality. If folks was trying to poison you, collective, or if people were trying to poison folks and death wishes and sending death and all that stuff, then they're going to receive it. And whatever is near and dear to them, because the laws of the universe is non-biased. So it's their investments. If they've invested in debt on you and your children, then people really shouldn't be surprised what eventually makes its way back to them and theirs. They're trying to destroy your work and business. They shouldn't be surprised what makes its way back to their work and their business. It's that simple. Collective, and you all are learning this. But these people that are going about talking about they don't appreciate shit, apparently they missed the memo on the laws of the universe. Because these people thought because they hide what they do in the catacombs and under, fucking basements and in the woods and shit, bitch, from the majority mass collective, that meant it doesn't count. But every ounce of it counts. They thought because they had some dark magic books and this and that it would eventually, at some point, end up having some kind of an adverse or a ricochet effect, because they've gotten away with this shit for so very long. They didn't know that it was their destiny once they ran across the right one. Once the right one started awakening and healing, and that's you all collective, that game will be over. This is why they tried to kill you. This is why they're still trying to kill you. This is why they tried to kill your children. This is why they tried to discredit you to the world, because they knew that their illusions would shatter. And the more they fuck with me and my son, the more I'm going to reveal their illusion. I'm exposing it. These people cannot handle, they do not respect boundaries. That's something that they just do not have a firm grip and understanding on. They can't handle people saying no. They can't handle people saying no. They can't handle people walking away. They can't handle people cutting them out. But they are the main corporates behind people ostracizing you all collective. But they can't handle when they become the ones being ostracized. You see what I'm saying? This is why I say what I say. It serves people to learn. Don't get caught up with this shit. Go somewhere and heal and become a healthy adult. Go somewhere and deal with your own shit. Don't get caught up because you're going to have to pay the price, the piper, for your investments. People too caught up on this illusionary shit, wanting the sparkly things, the shiny things so bad, they're selling their lives, their souls, their children, and everything else. Better count up the cost. Because in a blink, in a moment, the shit could be gone. And then they're sitting there in bad karma as well. So then what was it all for? Worse yet, children affected, grandchildren affected, all sorts of lives affected, all because some disillusioned motherfucker didn't want to go somewhere and heal properly, mind their business, and deal with their own woundings in their lives the proper way. We all have a story, collective, you know this. You don't think you're perfect, but the whole point of the matter is that you have a right to choose your journey and go about it and heal and create, as long as you're not invading on others. The people have not understood that pertaining to you. So now they got to pay for that. You have a right to speak out on any type of abuse that's been done to you. And it's a goddamn shame. I don't approve of people going about shaming individuals that speaks the truth about what's been done to them. That's like perpetuating abusers. If people didn't want shit to be told, they shouldn't have done it. This is what I'm saying. You don't get to choose. You don't get to choose how this shit roll out. If you don't want people to know you fucked up, then don't be fucked up. If you don't want karmic ramification, you don't get to choose. They don't get to choose, collective. See, these are the people who always want, shh, don't say nothing, but want to be fucked up. All will be revealed before it's over with. Okay, this is an important month. A lot of karmic cycles are coming to head. So there's a lot of energy pushing a lot of us, exposing a lot of things. But listen, cleanse and shield your energy and keep working on your energy and keep these boundaries up. And if you're one that's on this path, keep asking for the assistance that you need to do what you need to do. But we're putting an end to this fuckery. They talk about what they don't appreciate, and we're saying we don't give a fuck because we don't appreciate the injustices that's been done to our lives and other divine beings. Namaste.